It's time you know that you're a multidimensional being here having the human experience on Earth. You forgot who you are to remember who you are. You decided to put limitations on yourself and all your power so you can experience life anew. From all that is, which is the universe, and you have God, source, creator, guy with lobsters coming out of his ears in the sky, whatever's in alignment for you to believe in a higher power, and I'm sure you have one. And I'm not creating some religious uproar. That creator is you. You created this. You're a part of the creation of the creator. And yeah, you break down into fragments from your soul to your higher self to your physical mind here on Earth. Your body is the veil. When you wake up here on Earth through your eyes, you've already entered the veil. And when they say the veil is being lifted, this is it. You're remembering. And you're getting information and access to information. You're starting to realize that you are an eternal spiritual being. And you're just here to rendezvous and have fun. And everywhere you go, life is a reflection of who you are being, how you think, feel, and act. Law of attraction. And I know, I'm just dropping this on you. Mic drop. So what do you do with this information? Well, you realize that it's actually very commendable to reincarnate here on Earth and, give up from being a higher density being. Well, not give up. You wake up here, and from source you fragment to higher density beings. Well, lower, I guess, kind of going down the scale until you reach being a human. And then you just start to realize it's time to raise your vibration. And part of raising your vibration is the frequency that you're emitting, which is how you feel about things. It's reaching that place of unconditional love, unconditional happiness. Without the condition needing to change, you can stay in that vibration. Meaning, you don't have to go around, boo-hoo, something bad happened to you, this person treated you like this. People are always acting at the highest level of consciousness that they're at, and they're probably reflecting to you something about yourself that's active in your vibration. So if you're attracting people, places, and things that are not pleasant, it's probably because of past trauma, parent patterns, lack of abundance. Maybe you grew up poor, so you keep thinking that now you're poor and you're buying into that belief. You're paying attention into it, and you're paying your energy and your focus there, so you're buying into that reality. You can shift your reality, parallel realities. What you believe to be true about your reality happens. And I have tons of videos about law of attraction, manifesting, and breaking this stuff down. Today, I just felt like mic dropping some stuff. I mean, not this mic. I'm a little tired, so I'm just like, whatever. I'm just going to see who benefits from this. Congratulations. You're actually on the master class. And that's what I mean. It's commendable. Because coming down here and putting so many limitations to access your true power, which you do have access to here, except there are some confinements of physical reality, like phasing your hand through a wall. I think as I'm not sure how that part works. I'm pretty sure as the collective raises its vibration, the earth does shift to the point where you can do that as a human. I mean, anything is possible, right? If enough people believe it, if you believe it, I mean, eventually the earth just ascends to that point. You can literally create whatever reality you want. It's possible. Don't actually scratch that. However, is it relevant for you as a soul? Like, you came here and reincarnated and chose to experience everything you'll experience so you can learn unconditional love. So you can learn how to alchemize pain, suffering, and transcend trauma, limiting beliefs. Because love and light isn't just love and light for all. Yeah, it's really love the light. Find the place of unconditional love and love the light that illuminates the shadows, because through that light you reach unconditional love. Because those shadows, your past traumas, things from the past, all that pain and suffering and boo-hoo, this person did this to me, is all contrast. That's the darkness. That's why the light shines onto the contrast, the shadow, where you get to alchemize the event. Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry for attracting you into my life because of what was in my vibration. Please forgive me goes both ways. I'm now forgiving it and giving it a new meaning, because through this contrast, thank you for showing me what I do want in my life. Thank you for the experience of you, because you're leading me to a place of unconditional love. I love you. I love you for this and this experience. And everybody is literally just you. You are fragments of source, all connected all the way up. And guess what? You can't prove anybody else's consciousness besides you. You're the only conscious being here. You cannot see through other people's eyes and their lives. Only you have yours. So maybe it is a simulation that you created from being a creator, and you chose to experience and live this creation so you can learn and expand. This is a tantra experience. And tantra is not just a sex thing. It's the universe experiencing itself, and it's a self-pleasure practice through the physical woven reality mixed with the metaphysical. Are we even recording? Because this is getting a little fire here. So join me, Ventzi, your divine feminine empowerment and spiritual awakening coach, while it gets a little hot. And this coffee is not so hot right now. It's cooled down a little. While I move you from the fear and blocks that you have in your life to the freedom of living to your fullest expression of self. From fog to clarity, from trauma to transcendence, while I support you cultivating deep and meaningful relationships with others, romantic and non-romantic, all while you fall completely in love with your life. And just like all good coaches, we're going to have some coffee, and I'm going to give you a little shove so you can fall in love with yourself. Let's get it. So, back to just mic dropping. Love and light. Love the light, because that is how you get to love. Love and light love. Want to reach unconditional love? Want to reach the vibration of just being and having love? Gotta love the light. Because without it, you won't experience the contrast, and you won't know what love is. You literally will not know what a healthy relationship or love is unless you suffered maybe dating a narcissist and you learn how to set boundaries, healthy boundaries, human experience. The only way to really deal with narcissistic people, setting boundaries. What does that take if you're a people pleaser? Someone who's going to take the bare minimum, and those breadcrumbs are going to feel like the whole loaf because you're getting your needs and validation and approval met. People pleasers also have a dark side. They're slightly manipulative. I'm going to do this for you because you're going to give me validation and approval, and because mom and dad didn't really give it to me. And I have a worthiness wound, so I'm going to do whatever it takes to get that validation. Oh, yeah, baby. Let me get some more of that, you know? I used to be like that. And it was a huge realization. So being vulnerable with yourself and being able to say no and being able to express to others and setting boundaries is so powerful for you to learn. Because you can't change or help narcissistic people. Because narcissistic people, guess what? They're also deeply wounded humans themselves. They don't. Nobody wakes up like, oh, how can I manipulate people today so I get everything I want? No, they like it's a survival mechanism. Through all the pain and suffering they've been through, they're afraid to look within because that light, that fire, burns when they look at the shadow. Because part of that shadow is they will have to go through all the bad stuff that they've done to others and realize they have to accept that and heal from it, and that's scary because they think taking advantage of people is strength to control and manipulate people because they believe they can't have what they want any other way. They don't think that they're worthy. They don't think that they're worthy. And I dated a woman who was, had a lot of unconsensual things happen to her. I've heard all the sob stories, and me being a people pleaser back then, I fell into the hero role and being an empath and although I can feel energy and all this metaphysical stuff, it's also like there was a people pleasing empath, and through that, where was I getting with this? Anyway, she was deeply wounded, and it was all survival based mechanisms that she would manipulate things and say certain stuff just to have me keep doing and giving more. And I was never enough, though. It was always, here's a little breadcrumb, you're enough, you're the perfect boyfriend, gaslight, love bomb for like a couple texts, then back to everything being horrible. And then it's like, oh man, I can't ever please you. Right? So learning how to set boundaries. Through that, I realized I don't want a partner who will ever treat me like that again. Because being in relationship with someone is one incremental adjustment to each other. That's an agreement and through vulnerability. This is just an example of what it means to start loving the light. Because narcissistic people, because she did treat me kind of horrible, and on top of that, she did get physically abusive with me over her own insecurities and issues. And I've talked about it in another video a little bit. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now. Either way, though, she would have to look at that because I had a conversation with her about it. I should have left the relationship. I didn't. I felt stuck. I had tons of reasons on not being worthy and all this stuff, and it was in this, covert narcissism is what I'm learning about, and they like to loop you and hook you into things. And point is, when I talked to her about it and they had the conversation, she kept denying that it even happened. Like she tried to gaslight me that didn't happen, and I kept going and trying to like get it out of her, and I did, and she finally snapped and she's like, "You know what? I did do that to you and you deserved it." And then she tried to like pin it and turn it around on me all of a sudden. It's like, and I haven't been perfect my whole life. Heck, I'm not even perfect now. I'm always consciously expanding and growing. However, I am perfect in this moment with who I am in this very moment. You are too. This very moment is perfect. You don't need to change anything about yourself. That's like a thing people realize is like everything is perfect as it is, and you get to choose how you want to be. It's perfect for you. And we don't need to go over like perfectionism because that can be self-sabotaging. People will strive forever thinking they're not healed when all you really got to do is add awareness. But my point of all of this is, and I hope you're with me on this, is it there was times where I've looked back in my life where I didn't also treat people very well. Not like that. And I cringe. I cringe at it because it's like, man, I will never do that again. Like I don't like how that was. And back when I was 19 and 20, and because I grew up from a dysfunctional family, I didn't know how to have healthy emotions and healthy relationships and how to be able to express things. So I was in a toxic relationship with someone I loved very deeply. I didn't know how to express it. And like things came out in ways that wasn't so nice and kind, and like, you know, you're 19, you don't really can't hold that over my head, but I cringe though because I'm not that version of me anymore, and I don't speak like that, and I'm grateful for that experience. Point is though, is I one day I looked back at it, and this was like 5 years ago, and then I realized, man, like I wasn't very nice, and that sucked to realize. And when I started really having more spiritual awakenings, actually, it's probably like 6 years ago, and it just sucked, and it hurt. I actually hurt because I don't want to be that way, right? That's what I mean. When you go through that and you do this self-realization and awareness because you start to care about other people, you start, and it's not just your own healing if somebody did this to you and showing gratitude that you get to now choose and see and feel light and know what love is like. It's also, you have to look at your own dark areas and shadows and come into acceptance with it. And that's sometimes tough because it's so easy to paint other people as the villain when you too also played a role. Maybe you've never actually done anything bad to anyone, but you've had all this lack of abundance and trauma and parent patterns and lack of love and worthiness, and you keep attracting people. Well, it's your fault because you're not clearing that out of your vibration. You're not adding awareness to it. You're not choosing to sit with it and be like, you know what? My parents' divorce wasn't my fault, because it wasn't. And at one point, both of my parents blamed me on it, even though it was abusive and toxic, and I was abused for my dad, and my dad abused my mom. And it's like, I just because they got mad at me and they wanted to find someone to blame, they blamed me. You know, my mom said out of anger once, and, you know, it's obviously not true. My dad actually started believing it because he was, you know, not healthy. And then it's like, well, it's not my fault. I'm not the one signing the divorce papers. I'm not doing this to you guys. Yeah, I assisted my mom to get out of it. I'm like, here, I'll help you. Let's find the right resources because I can't deal with this anymore either. It's not healthy. Doesn't feel good. Either way, though, it's like, yeah, parents' divorce wasn't my fault. Yet, part of me may have believed it just a little bit. You just take on these small things, and it's like, then you come to the realization, no, it wasn't my fault. Add awareness, right? Something so simple. However, when you're in that position, sometimes and you're a lot younger, it's like it doesn't really add up that it wasn't your fault. And because your parents didn't know how to love you the way you deserve to be loved, you beautiful soul, or anybody that didn't know how to love you because the way that you do deserve to be loved, it's not their fault. Everybody's always acting at the highest level of consciousness that they're at, so it makes it easier to forgive, to give it a new meaning. You'll always give things a new meaning. You change the story. Person one loses their job. Oh, I'm unworthy. Oh, I have to get another job. Boo hoo. Person two, fuck yeah. I hate. I strongly disliked working there. I was gonna drop that H word, you know. I mean, I was in character. I could have probably done it. Like, but either way, like, yo, that job was not in alignment with what I prefer in my reality. And I don't feel that I want to continue working a 9 to 5. So I'm going to figure out how to create a product or service that's meaningful to me, that I can assist and create a solution for a problem, a pain point, and help and assist others on my journey here. Like, that's person B, right? Person A, everything sucks. Person B, I'm going to transform and alchemize this event. So make choices on who you want to be. You want to be stuck in the same stuff, and you got to make deliberate, conscious decisions. And I just made a video on this, on how your beliefs are going to determine your reality. It's the video right before this one, and why it's so important to deliberately continue training and reprogramming your brain and watching information to the version of you that you want to be, so you can be in alignment, so you can learn. It's just like anything else. Like, even if you're a doctor, right? And like a medical doctor, and you want to be a doctor in something else, it's still a PhD, right? You still have to go to school and learn that category in that area. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit easier because you have so much more skill you've picked up on how to learn. Still a whole new category. You got to start all over. You got to take all different kinds of prerequisites. So everything in life is a journey, And that's the whole point of all of everything I just shared, is it's very commendable, because to go through here and limit yourself to experience darkness and see the light to reach the place of unconditional love. So very much love and light to you all. Let me know how this assisted you. Like and subscribe, hit that notification button, and have a wonderful, magnificent, transformative, alchemizing day, you beautiful cosmic soul. Love and light vibration out. Bye.